Hello students, welcome to another session of All4 e-learning program. Right, this is physics session number 17. We are doing with capacitors. In today's session, we will speak about the combination of capacitors when they are connected in parallel. Combination of the capacitors in parallel, right? So before going to that, let's have a recall of what are the things that are necessary to understand today's topic there. Okay, right? So I was telling you, capacitor, it is a device used to store energy in the form of charge. So I store charge and energy. By means of charge, I am storing energy. Well, the energy will be stored in the field, not on the charge. It's stored in the field there actually. Now the capacity of a capacitor, how much charge it can store, it can hold. The capacity, the efficiency of that body to hold the charge. The capacity of a capacitor or a capacitance is defined as C is equal to Q by V. Capacity is C Q by V. Then, well, we have taken the units as farads, all that I have given you. Capacity of a capacitor is independent of the charge that is stored in it or independent of the potential. It only depends on the nature, shape, size and the medium in which it is placed. It does not depend on the charge and potential there. Well, next, we have taken about different types of capacitors. The first simple capacitor is a spherical conductor. A sphere, charged sphere. Well, the capacity of a charged sphere, C, it is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R. C is 4 pi epsilon naught R. Depends only on its size, the radius there. Next, parallel plate capacitor. Two parallel plates placed very close to one another. One of the plate is to hold charge, the other one is to produce the field, and the other side of the plate is connected to the ground. So capacity of a parallel plate capacitor is A epsilon naught by D. If there is any medium between the plates, it is Ka epsilon naught by D. This is the capacity of parallel plate capacitor. Well, later, after the capacity of a parallel plate capacitor, then we have taken the spherical condenser. Two charges, two spheres, concentric spheres. It's 4 pi epsilon naught AB by B minus A. When the outer sphere is earthed. Well, when the inner sphere is earthed, it is B square by B minus A. So that way you can find the capacity. Right? So this way we have studied about the various capacitors, its capacity, all that. Then the combination of capacitors. Alright, my motto is to increase the capacity. How I can increase the capacity, how I can charge more, store more charge, more energy. So in what way I can store the charge and energy, right? For that I am combining the capacitors. In the process of combination, there are two ways of combining the capacitors. First one is series combination, the other one is parallel combination. So I was telling you series combination is the one where the alternate terminals of the elements are joined one to another. The positive of the first is connected to the negative of the other, plus minus, so on and so forth. So if the elements are connected such that the alternate terminals are joined together in a row, so that is called as capacitors in series. In series. And in series combination, you know, the charge stored in all the capacitors remains same. Generally in series combination, the current flowing is same. The current flowing through the circuit will be same. Well, when the steady state is obtained, the charge on the capacitors remains constant. But there are different capacitors. In different capacitors, if same charge is stored, then the potentials differ. So different capacitors will have different capacity. Capacity is different. V1, V2, V3, V4, dot. The total, in series combination, always remember the total potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials. VR is V1 plus V2 plus V3 dot Vn. Whatever the number of capacitors. So resultant potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials. Well, applying this, we have found in series combination, the resultant capacity, the reciprocal of the resultant capacity is the sum of the reciprocals of the individual capacitances. The resultant is the sum of the reciprocals of the individual capacitors C1, C2, C3 in reciprocal like this. So if I write down 1 by Cr is equal to sigma of 1 by Ci, I1 to In, or Cr is equal to 1 by reciprocal of this, 1 by sigma I1 to In, it's 1 by Ci. This way you can find the capacity. Well, in series combination, the net capacitance decreases, a very important one. The resultant capacity in series is always less than the individual capacitors. It is less than the least. The resultant capacity in series combination is less than the least value of the capacitor that is being used in the series combination. Less than the least of all the capacitors there, right? So capacity decreases in series combination. Similarly, if n identical capacitors are connected in series, if I connect identical capacitors CH, all C like this in series, then the resultant capacity is C by n. In series 1 by C series is 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, or 1 by C in series is sigma I1 to In 1 by Ci. If n capacitors are connected in series, then the resultant capacity is C by n, 1 by nth of the capacity of each capacitor. So this way you can find the capacity. These are the various points that are helpful for us. Now we are taking our topic. Now our topic is capacitors in parallel. Parallel combination. Capacitors in parallel combination like this. First of all, let us understand what is parallel combination. So I was telling you, series combination is, right, if you take the electrical elements, every electrical element has two terminals, positive and negative. If you join the electrical element such that negative of the second is connected to the positive of the first, negative of the third connected to the positive of the second, opposite terminals are joined together, then the combination is termed as series combination. In series, always remember the charge remains constant. Series charge is constant, but potentials are different. The net potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials. In any series combination, you have to apply this. Series combination, the general points in series combination, in a series combination, always the charge remains constant in every element. Current is constant in every element. Potentials are different, V1, V2, V3 like this. The net potential is the algebraic sum of all the individual potentials. So that way you have to find the resultant. Applying that, you can find the resultant value of the element whatever you have connected. Well, coming to parallel combination, in parallel, well, when you consider an element, suppose let us say I am considering a cell like this. Cell, this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. Of course, every element has two terminals, positive, negative. Right? The positive terminal is like this, negative terminal like this. If I take another element like this, plus or minus, so it's positive, it's negative. Another element like this, plus or minus, it's positive, it's negative. If I combine all the like terminals of the elements, all the like terminals on one side and all the other like terminals on the other side like this, then such combination is termed as parallel combination. Right? So if I take the elements, well, let us take an example of cell, battery. If I take the cells or battery with all positive terminals connected at one side and all negative terminals connected at the other side, then this combination is termed as parallel combination. And you know what I am doing is, in this element, this is connected to this point, this is connected to this point. So the potential difference between these two terminals is the potential difference between these 2 points. Similarly, even this element is also connected in these 2 points. So the potential difference is same as the potential between these two. Even for this also same. So all the elements are connected between same pair of points. So the potential difference between each element will be same as the potential between those 2 pair of points. Hence, in parallel combination, potential difference across the elements remain constant. In parallel, potential always remains constant. For all the elements, the potential is same. Right? In parallel, potential remains constant, but the current coming will get distributed. The current is distributed, charge is distributed. So in parallel combination, current is different. In series, current is constant, potential is different. But in parallel, potential is constant, the currents are different. So these are the 2 major points which you have to remember. Right? Applying that, you can find out the resultant capacity. Now let me consider 3 parallel capacitors like this. 3 parallel capacitors connected in parallel. This is capacity C1 plus minus, let us suppose this is C2 plus minus and this is C3 plus minus. Now all the positive terminals are joined to one side and all the negative terminals are joined to other side. Let they be connected to a cell, a battery of potential V. Then what? Now, so three capacitors C1, C2, C3 are connected in parallel between the pair of points A and B. Let us say this is A, this is B. Then look here. When I switch on the battery there, the potential difference between the terminals of the battery plus minus is V. Now the plus terminal is connected to point A. So the potential at A is same as the terminal potential. Well, negative terminal is connected to point B. Potential at B is same as this negative. So potential difference between these two is V. So potential difference between A and B will be B. Now again, coming to this capacitor, one of the plate is connected to A. The potential here is same as potential A. The potential on this plate is same as potential at B. So potential difference between the plates is potential difference between A and B, which is nothing but the potential difference between the terminals. So potential difference between these plates is V. Same for this capacitor also. This plate is connected to A. So potential of this plate is same as A. This plate is connected to B. Potential on this plate is B. So potential difference between these two plates same as the potential difference between A and B. But A is connected to positive terminal, B is connected to negative terminal of the battery. So potential between A and B same as the potential between these two terminals. Well, potential between these two plates is same as potential between these two terminals, it is V. Same for even this. So in parallel combination always the potential remains constant. For all the elements the potential is same. Well, three different containers, these three different capacitors, the potentials are same, the levels are same. Then bigger container same for same level, bigger container will have more charge, smaller container will have less charge. So the charges are different. Let the charge in this capacitor be Q1, this is Q2 and this is Q3. Right? So let the individual charges be Q1, Q2, Q3. The net charge that is drawn from the battery, now this net charge is drawn by these three capacitors individually as Q1, Q2 and Q3. Let the net charge drawn from the battery be Q. If the net charge drawn from the battery is Q, then the total charge is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Well, you remember in parallel combination, total current or total charge will be the sum of the individual charges or currents respectively. In series I was telling you charge remains constant, potentials are different. The resultant potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials. But in parallel combination the potentials are same, charges are different. So the total charge is the sum of individual charges. Now let these three capacitors be equivalent to one single capacitor. So I was telling you yesterday, resultant capacity, effective capacity or the resultant effective capacity or the equivalent capacity of the combination means a single capacitor is same as these three in parallel. What effect these three capacitors produce when connected in parallel is same as that produced by a single capacitor. Now, whether this connected to the same battery with the help of a key, right? Whether a single capacitor C resultant connected to the battery or these three in parallel, the effect is same. So, if these three in parallel and this single capacitor produce same effect, then this is the equivalent capacity of these three capacitors. The resultant capacity, the effective capacitance are the equivalent capacity of the thing. So the resultant capacity of this capacitor is CR, the charge stored. Let the total charge given by the battery is Q. The total charge is distributed here. So the total charge stored in this one is Q. So Q is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Right? So this is first equation, equation 1. Well, according to the definition of capacity for the first capacitor, so C1 is equal to Q by V. It's Q1 for the first capacitor, capacity is C1. So C1 is the charge Q1 by V. C2 is charge Q2 by V. C3 is charge Q3 by V. So from this, I can evaluate Q1 as C1V. For the second capacitor, C2 is equal to Q2 by V. So the net charge is C2V. For the third capacitor, the charge Q3 by V. So Q3 is equal to C3V. The resultant capacity is C3V. So therefore, when I come to the effective capacitance, these three are equivalent to this. So it's called the equivalent capacity of the effective capacity. This is Q by V. The total charge is Q, the total potential is V. So from this, I can write Q is equal to CV, equation. Right? So, well, this is equation 2, all these three, and this is equation 3. Substituting 2 and 3 in 1. So substituting in this equation, I get, so the total capacity, total charge Q is the effective capacitance, resultant capacity CR into V. Q1 is C1 into V, Q2 is C2V, and this is C3V. Well, V taking common is cancelled. So the resultant capacity is C1 plus C2 plus C3. So the resultant capacity in parallel combination is the algebraic sum of the individual capacitances. So C resultant is equal to sigma I1 to IN, it's Ci. It is just the scalar sum, algebraic sum of the individual capacitors. However, whatever be the number of the capacitors there, then the total capacity is always the algebraic sum of all the capacitors. C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4 dot n. If there are n such capacitors, suppose if n capacitors are connected in series, then the resultant capacity is C1 plus C2 plus C3 dot Cn. This is the resultant capacity. In parallel combination, right, the resultant capacity is the algebraic sum of all. So when I am adding all, the resultant capacity will be more. So the resultant capacity is greater than the greatest capacitor. It is greater than the greatest. You see, in series we were getting the result capacity as less than the least. The result capacity in series combination is always less than the least capacitor that is used in the combination. But in this one, the result capacity is greater than the greatest of all the capacitors, highest. Right? Its maximum capacity increases. So in parallel combination, the resultant capacity increases. So resultant capacity increases in the sense the ability to store more charge stored is also increased. So more charge can be stored. Well, when you store more charge, more energy can be stored there. So parallel combination is used to increase the capacity of the effective capacitance then. So resultant capacity increases in parallel combination. If you have to increase the capacity, suppose if you have got, suppose in this one, n identical capacitors, if n identical capacitors are used, n identical capacitors of capacity C each are connected in parallel, C each are in parallel combination, then the resultant capacity is, it is the algebraic sum, C plus C dot. So it is, I am adding C n times, the resultant capacity is Nc. If there are two capacitors, 2C, three capacitors, 3C. If there are n capacitors, the resultant capacity is Nc. So in this parallel combination, the resultant capacity increases. The capacity of the capacitor increases. So whenever you connect capacitors in parallel, so please see, parallel combination is the method of combination of the elements where all the like terminals, all the positive terminals are connected to one point, all the negative terminals are connected to another point. Like terminals are joined to one point, the other like terminals are again joined to another point. So such combination is termed as parallel combination. The type of combination in which all the positive terminals are connected to one point, all the negative terminals are connected to another. Such combination is parallel combination. In parallel combination, since all the positive terminals are connected to this point, the potential of all these positive terminals will be same as the potential of this point. The potential of all the negative terminals will be same as the potential at this point. So the potential difference between the two plates is same as the potential difference between these 2 points. Since all are connected to same point, same pair of points, the potential difference will be same as the pair of points. If the potential difference between A and B is VAB, so even this is connected between A and B, so here the potential is VAB. This capacitor is also connected between A and B, so VAB. So all the capacitors are connected to the same pair of points, so the potential difference is same as VAB. In parallel combination, always the potential difference of all the elements remains same. Potential is always constant. Right? For all, whenever any element, whether it is resistors, capacitors, inductors, cell, any element, for parallel combination, the potential remains constant. The net potential is same. But the charge drawn from the battery, whatever charge that is drawn from the cell source, will be distributed. According to the capacity, the charge is distributed. Bigger capacitor gets more charge. Smaller capacitor gets less charge. Obviously, when the potential is same, imagine, suppose there are 3 tanks. If you pour water into these 3 to same level, potential is same, level is same. And in a bigger tank, you have to pour more water. In a smaller tank, for the same level, the water required is less. So, when the potential is same, charge is proportional to capacity. Bigger capacitor gets more charge, smaller capacitor gets less charge. So that way you have to take up. So the charges are different. So the total charge. So you always remember, parallel combination, the total charge is the sum of all the individual charges. Total currents are, if there are current, if you are speaking of current, the total current is the sum of the individual currents. So I is I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus. Whereas in the other combination, series, it is the potential which differs. Charge is constant. In series, all will have same current. Charge is same. V is V1 plus V2 plus V3 dot 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 Vn. But in parallel, charge is distributed. So you please make out the difference. In series, charge constant, current constant, potential differs. In parallel, potential constant, current and charge differs. In series, charge is constant, potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials, V1 plus V2 plus V3 dot dot Vn. In parallel, well, potential is constant, the charge is algebraic sum of the individual charges, Q is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 dot dot Q. Both are reverse, opposite. In series, charge is constant, potential is different. In parallel, potential is constant, charge is different. Well, whatever that is different, the resultant will be the algebraic sum of the individual things. So that way you have to remember. Well, taking the definition of capacity, finding out the capacitance, for first capacitor C1, Q1 by V, second C2, Q2 by V, third C3, Q3 by V, and if the effective, the resultant of all this is equal to one single capacitor. If this single capacitor is equivalent to these 3 capacitors, then this is called the effective capacitance, the equivalent of these 3, this combination. The equivalent capacity or the effective capacity of the combination. So this resultant is Q by V. Q is C or V. Then taking the potential, when they are connected to the battery, the potentials are V each. Because the battery is connected in same pair AB, A, B. So the potential between these 2 terminals is potential between A and B. Well, these all, they are also connected to the same points. Hence the potential is same. So all will have same potential. So by definition of capacity, C1, Q1 by V, C2, Q2 by V, C3, Q3 by V. So Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now effective capacitance, let it be CR, that the total charge. Well, instead of these 3, if the single capacitor is connected to this battery, all the charge will go to that same charge because it is equivalent. So charge QC. So we applying these 2 equations in this, I get CRV, C1V, C2V, C3V cancel. The effective capacitance. Whenever capacitors are connected in parallel, the effective capacitance is the algebraic sum of all the individual capacitances. So the resultant capacity is the sum of the individual capacitances. CR is equal to sigma Ci, the algebraic sum of all. Right? So therefore, the effective capacitance, when I am adding the values, the capacity will increase. So it is great. The resultant capacity will increase. The resultant capacity is greater than the greatest, highest increases. Right? Then capacity is increased. Now suppose if n identical capacitors are connected in series. Suppose n identical, similar, C like this. Then the resultant capacity, n identical capacitors connected in series. The resultant capacity is simply the algebraic sum of all. That is NC. The resultant capacity is n times the capacity. N times each. Right? So this way the capacity in parallel combination can be explained. On contrary to this, if you compare this combination with series, what we have learned in the previous thing, in parallel, the like terminals are joined together, positive all joined to one point, negative all joined to another point. In series, alternate terminals are joined together. Unlike terminals are joined together. Plus to minus, plus to minus, plus to minus like this. So alternately the terminals are joined together. There, In parallel combination, potential is constant, but in series combination, charge is constant. Their potentials are different. Here, charges are different. So there, in series, total potential is the algebraic sum of the individual potentials. Here, the total charge is the algebraic sum of the individual charges. There, the resultant capacity is the reciprocal. The reciprocal of the resultant is the reciprocal sum. Here, the resultant capacity is just algebraic sum. Correct. There, the result capacity is decreased, small, less, decreases. Here, the capacity increases. There, the capacity is less than the least. Here, it is greater than the greatest. If n identical capacitors are connected in series, in that combination, it was C by n. It decreases n times. Here, it increases n times. The resultant capacity is n times the capacity of n. Right? So, in series, so whenever capacitors are connected in series, the net capacity decreases. So, if you want an effective capacity less than the values you are possessing, join them in series. If you want a capacity more, you want to increase the result capacity, then join the capacitors in parallel. So, according to our necessity, we can join the capacitors to get the effective capacitance there. Right? So, if you want to reduce the capacity, join the in series. If you want to increase, build up, then join them in parallel. Okay? Right. Thank you.